For those of you who don't know, but I also feature sarcastic commentary on my Patreon. This isn't posted up anywhere else except on Patreon. I thought that it would be fun to highlight the top snark from every single day as an incentive to get people to join. I spent most of the month slogging through the last half of Catch-22, but it finally ended, as all things must, even though it seemed like it never would, and then I started in on the fifth and final book of the Fallen series, Unforgiven. I was just 2 more chapters, 1 more day shy of actually finishing Unforgiven 2. The chaplain, who literally does not have a name and thus is demoted to the same level as prostitutes in the eyes of the book, is having a crisis of faith. Her breasts are described in great detail, but we don't know what color her hair is. Oh boy, another chapter featuring a woman as written by the misogynistic a-hole. I can't wait! Sarcasm. They talk about Natalie's whore, never calling her anything aside from Natalie's whore. They don't talk about her like she's a person, only some prized possession. The author might as well have just written for like 3 whole pages for all of the good that it does for the readers. People react as you might expect when it literally starts raining men, or should I just say one man, all over the place. I'm done with this forking book. Every time that I think it can't possibly get any stupider than this, and then the book somehow manages to top itself. The lesser of their offenses being that they call him Yo-Yo, and we'll go from there. This is literally the name of a chapter, but then again, it's literally the name of a character, so I don't know what I'm expecting. They let school children read this. Then there's this really long passage in which everybody is screaming at one another, "He's back!" over and over as per the author's preferred writing style. I don't know what this means or who he is, so don't ask. That stuff literally requires surgery to be removed from your intestines. How is this better than going on missions? Yes, it's important to keep the soldiers fed, but you need to, feed them real food. Meanwhile, $5 million was wasted on them taking the chaplain somewhere, for reasons why not even the people taking the chaplain know about. Just this guy whining that the buck no longer stops with him despite him being at the top of the food chain, that there's always going to be somebody else above him no matter what. But nope, as usual, the author somehow manages to take something that could have been a super emotional scene and turn it into this, "But what about me? Your girlfriend almost murdered me with a potato peeler," which has 0 emotional impact on top of it just 100% not being funny at all. The bar is set at "Don't rape people and don't murder people, and these chuckle forks bring a shovel." One of them keeps saying, "Doesn't he know that there's a war going on?" To the point where even the other guys are like, "Batch, we all know that there's a war going on." This is the part where I just get up and walk away. I'd honestly rather go die alone in the woods than because of medical incompetence. This is literally the last forking chapter. Nobody cares. This book has everything you could want in a young adult novel. A teenage girl whose life forking sucks, bullies, shorty parents, supernatural romance, everything. Now that I know that teenage drama is specifically created just for Lilith and that all of the other people with her are literally just purgatory actors, it kind of lessens the point of why should I care? I'm gonna go ahead and guess that the author has never seen anybody with wet hair once in their life. Good grief, Cam might have to develop a personality. Imagine thinking that prom is the best night of your life. How disappointing that the rest of your life must be in comparison. The birth of your children? Nah man, not as good as prom. Buying your first house? Not as good as prom. Getting married? It was okay, but nothing in comparison as prom. But mostly I'm just sitting here going, why isn't he reacting more towards the teenage forkery that's constantly going on around him? I'm not quite sure that "Hi, I'm Daniel, and she's dead" is quite the role model for romance that Cam, or the author, thinks that it is. Their love story revolves around Lilith being a little shirt and refusing to listen to literally anything Cam has to say. I'm having trouble sympathizing with her because she's the one who broke off their wedding for such trivial matters. The thing that gets me about Cam's actions is that it's obvious that he hasn't given a shirt about Lilith in several thousand years, so why now? If you're going to call off your marriage because of the location, then your relationship was never going to last more than 5 minutes anyway. Are we seriously going to drag this out until the last possible second? Jeez, why? Thanks for listening. Be sure to come back next month for more Out of Context Patreon comments.